Hey, welcome to Electrical Theology, Esoteric Life Coaching. I'm your host, Charles. Appreciate your show. This is a daily tarot reading. Today is with the ancestors and the divines. We sort of combine them and let them give us information that we may need to see that we're not seeing, that's right in front of us, or anything else. And it is for the collective, but if it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Just listen to the information, and as you go about your day and you inquire about what your next step is in life, or should you do this or should you not do this, then that answer may pop into your head that we went over earlier. All right? So let's just get started, guys. Immediately we get hostilities. So around these holidays, alcohol, we can get some hostilities, can't we? But we also get angel of balance, and we get community. So yeah, you may be feeling a little frustration right now, guys. Right? A little hostility. We need to check in with ourselves, make sure that we are grounded in ourselves and not other people. Right? Call in your highest divine self, that part of you that knows that best part of you of how to balance out that energy, right? That emotion. Right? We got the balance. For me is scales, and they're sitting balanced. Life isn't that. Life is homeostatic. It just does this like waves. Why? Because it is waves. It's electromagnetic waves. And this is our life. We're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. But having to do with the holidays coming up, it is about community. It's about getting along. Now, we should get along all the time, but in reality, we don't all get along, and that's okay. Right? But what we can do is create that balance or that homeostasis with yourself. And the more you're balanced, the more those around you will be balanced as well. Well, let's sort of get, let's see which one we want. Do y'all want to talk about the hostilities, angel of balance, or community? I want to find out what this hostility is, because if we're carrying that around, then that keeps us in balance, which then keeps the community not flowing well. And part of this community is being around the communities that you harmonize with, that you get along with, right? Even if it's blood relatives that you don't get along with, there's other people in your life that you can call family, right? People who support you, people who are kind with you, people who listen to you, right? People that you're willing to listen to and help out when they need it, right? So let's just give that part of us that wants to know the answers, right? So we want to know. I want to know hostility. Y'all can leave a comment if you want me to do more on the balance or the community aspect of it. For me right now, the hostility part, I want to know more information about what this is, right? It's like we want to chop someone's head off, right? All right, we get the Ace of Wands, passions, and then we get the Knight of Cups or Son of Cups, whichever deck you're using. The Son of Cups is upside down, which is normally someone young and in love wants to tell the world, right? So they really can't hold the secret. So there's something that someone you told a secret to, and they couldn't hold it, and they went and told somebody else. And that's sort of what this hostility is. And right now you want to chop their little head off, right? Metaphorically speaking. And so this is causing an imbalance within this family or this community, right? You told someone a secret within this community, family, whatever, and now your secret's out. But this betrayal that you may feel is not really a betrayal in one sense. So look at it as it's an opportunity for what it is that you've been holding on to come out to the light, so you no longer hold on to it, so you can start with your new project, with your new way of doing things, Does that make sense? You've been wanting to do something new, but your secret's let out. All right, whatever this secret is, let's see what else this secret has to tell us. Right? You thought the secret was going to ruin you if it did get out, but in actuality, it's going to help you, again, start your project. So part of what I'm getting here, and again, this has to do with hostility, what you're holding on to. You're holding because someone let your secret out. And when they let your secret out, you thought you were ruined, right? And that's where we get the Ten of Swords. Now, what you were holding on to is done with, right? Whatever this is, whatever this thought is, whatever the secret is, right? Ten of Swords, right? Ten's the end, right? You're done with that part of your life, that part of whatever it is you've been holding on to that you didn't want anyone to know, but now they know. And what they know, you thought was going to ruin you, but it's not going to ruin you anymore. It actually, again, is going to help you get started on what you want to do, right? You've been hiding behind this secret, and in one sense using it as excuse, but in one sense I don't really feel that it is an excuse. I think it's more that you really thought that this was impeding you from moving forward, but in actuality it's going to help you understand the next road, right? Or the next step on your next road or the path. So again, we get the swords. And again, we get more secrets. It still has to do about the Six of Swords has to do with the success of whatever this is that you were holding on to, but now is out and everyone knows about it. This is going to lead to that success. So everything that I'm seeing, but you're still holding on to the anger about the person who let the secret out. And, then we get the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is telling me that it's going to lead to success, right? So this success is going to help balance out your life where it's imbalanced right now, which is going to lead you to the community that you've been wanting to be part of anyway, or start your own community. Right, so I want to get more on the community. We can, that for me, this hostility is pretty clear. A secret of yours let out. I don't really get that it's you who let the secret out. It's someone let your secret out. But they, in all honesty, felt that it needed to come out. Right? It could have been, this to me is more cups, relationship, and the thought about that love or that relationship. So maybe it was that you really liked someone, but you weren't telling them, and this person went out and told this person that you liked them. I mean, it could be as simple as that, but there's a lot of intensity to this hostility. So it may be that it was a deeper secret of about a relationship, that maybe you had an affair or something, and this person didn't feel right with your secret, and they just had to go tell this other person because you weren't telling them that you were dishonest, right? And maybe this is helping you get out of that relationship, right? I think there's something to that, and we'll get more information about what is that about the community. So we get the Sun. We get the Seven of Stones, which what you thought was going to be, all right, and in essence, it's getting you, this whole secret over here is getting you out of a relationship you didn't want to be in the first place, right? So it's not about liking someone, it's actually about you don't want to be in this relationship anymore, and this person told your secret, which now leads to, say, an argument, and instead of you facing your issues, you want to yell at the person who told your secret, right? You're misdirecting your anger, right? In actuality, you want to direct the anger at yourself because you're the one who hadn't been making the move or made the decision, the swords, to make the decisions to move on, right? So in one sense, you avoided a relationship. There's a big ring around that Sun. So you avoided a relationship or a long-term marriage that you weren't going to be happy in, right? And then that relationship would have led to failure anyway. So in one sense, you should be thanking the person who let your secret out because they actually helped you from going down a cliff, right? And this right now may have you feeling helpless or lack of power, right? But this is the balance where we come into. So now we get the Son of Swords, and we're getting a lot of sons and daughters in this deck, or knights, or and pages and knights, and the equivalent. And then the Son of Swords over here is all about the fairness. Again, we go with the scales. Those two cards are the same. The Angel of Balance and the Son of Swords are about balance. It's sort of about scales. It's Libra energy, right? It's balance. Justice card. And these are all the same, and has to do about, in one sense, you may have been unfairly treated in that relationship, and whatever this is about that relationship, but now it's good that you're not in the relationship, right? You avoided a whole lot of pain and suffering, which is the Magician, which is transformation in one sense. And so you're still holding on to that this relationship that you would have been part of is what you were wanting, but in essence it's not what you were really wanting, right? It may have been a condition of what you wanted. It may have been the thought about the relationship or the idea of the marriage more than the relationship itself, right? And so this relationship, let's take it into the divine realm, is that in one sense you're trying to connect with yourself, and you're wanting to reach out to the angels or to the guides or to the channels out there, right? If I were to tell you that you're all of them, right? You're the angel, you're the guide, right? You're the channel that you're trying to hone in on. You have all the answers within you, right? You're the one you're seeking the information from. We're just sort of dividing ourselves up into these different names. Angels, guides, whatever you want to call something outside yourself. But these are all parts of you, and it's getting in touch with those parts of you that already have your information, right? So you have to allow that, we'll call it personality, out, right? So if it's about money and your relationship with money, or how to bring more money in, or whatever this is, then you need to call your financial guide, right, from within. Bring your financial guide to the forefront, and then have a conversation with your financial guide within, right? It has access to all the financial information in the world, right? Because our brains can't hold all that information. So our guides, which is us, a part of us, one of our 7 personalities, if you will, contain and have access to that information. So you call them at the forefront, right? Financier, come forward. We've got to have a conversation about our next move, about this investment, right? Or should we pull out of this business, or should we open this business, right? Have a conversation with that being within you, right? If you need guidance on your relationship, then you call your guidance counselor in and bring them to the forefront and have a conversation with them. Does that make sense? Right? You already have this access to knowledge, but because you're maybe trying to approach the universe, and all 7 personalities are coming out and saying, hey, we're all confused here. So your answers are coming in because each personality is talking over each personality. And so these 7 personalities within you, and again, we can have more, and this isn't some psychological dissociative process or problem here. This is you getting in touch with your divine 7 frequencies: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And each one of these are a consciousness or a wavelength or a channel. Just like, again, 88.7 on the end of the dial and 105 on your radio, right? It's a spectrum, and each one of those will give you the answers you seek. If you're like, what was the name of that country? Or I want to listen to country. I want to be in touch with my countryside. So you turn it to 99 whatever. And then you're like, I want some talk radio, 88.1. Or AM or FM, right? You hone into that to get the information or the vibrations you want within you at that time. So having the understanding that you are all the counsel you need, right? It doesn't mean we don't have to not seek guidance outside ourselves, because sometimes we just want to validate what we're thinking. But this should clarify or clear up this confusion a lot of y'all may have been having lately, right? Because the frequencies are tuning up, they're getting louder, they're amplifying. And so your issues or problems as you perceive them are getting louder and amplified. Because it's trying to get you to hone in that you are these things, they're not separate of you. Right? They are you. They're your divine accesses to the universal information out there. All right? Let's see if we get any other information about any of this stuff. So this is going to help us transform us. That then helps us helps us differentiate between what's real and what's illusion. When we go outside ourselves, seeking outside ourselves information, that's illusional information. And this illusionary information then leads you down roads that aren't you. And then you're like, why is this happening? Well, because you didn't trust your inner guidance, not an outside source. I don't trust outside sources. That's not a mistrust or an insecurity. It's because that word is not valid within that circumstance. The only trust I have in this life is me. I can trust me or I don't trust me. I believe in me or I don't believe in me. I have faith in me or I don't have faith in me, right? Whatever those words mean to me, right? So we don't want to get caught up in the illusion, right? So whatever your issue was about this relationship is just an illusion, right? And you've been talking to yourself, but you haven't been listening to yourself about this relationship. Now again, this relationship could be any relationship, and this one has to do with the community. Right? So within the community that you're in, you don't think you can trust it. I don't trust my community either. Right? But what I can do is trust in myself to guide myself, to be my own counsel. Right? And then I can validate that source outside myself. If I'm not sure, if I'm confused myself, and the only reason I'm confused myself is because I'm not listening to myself. I'm distracting myself. Right? So let's see if we can get any other words here and just connect these two. Again, if you take responsibility for your thoughts, actions, and emotions, tap into your guidance counselors of red through violet, right? Then we get the abundance. We get the ace of stones here. That means that we're solid in who we are now. So we're solid. We can call in our consciousness. And where are we calling it from? From within, right? Then we get the Ace of Swords. So we finish up with the 10. If we understand that we are the divine, and we have access, we have 7 libraries, right? You just need to know what library to access the information, and the universe has all the information you ever need. And it's up to you to comprehend it. And if you don't understand something about it, ask more guidance about it, or go study it. You have to do the work. But again, we have 3 aces here. We got the Ace of Wands, we got the Ace of Swords, and I thought we had another ace. Alright, well we have 2 aces. And then we have the 4 of Swords, which the 4 of Swords is finally, instead of stressing out about this stuff, you can finally rest. Right? Take in and be in touch. So your homework this week is just to be with yourself, your 7 selves. Right? Say hi to each one. Introduce yourself to this new community, right? This new community is angelic, which is you. It's your higher self. It's no source outside of you. If you're still relying on outside sources to give you information that's not you, right? If your mindset is that I'm asking someone outside of me for information and I'm listening to that outside source as it's an outside source, then I'm separating myself. It's time to bring your source back to you. You are the source, right? You're resourceful, right? So you have everything in you to make these new decisions, this clarity. A lot of these swords that are here today and the stones are about being secure in our own thought process or our own divine self. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. All right, I think we're done for today. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, hit my channel, go watch my new my new podcast that just came out. You can get it on Buzzsprout, or you can go to my website, electricaltheology.com, or you can just go to YouTube, Facebook, any of that. It's there. The links are in the descriptions are below. Thanks a lot, guys, and see you tomorrow.